shining down on the valley. Hope to be a fly fish till the day that I die. Spring has thawed out the long bitter winter. The water is clear and the skies are blue. I'm standing in the middle of the Beaver Kill River. Might even catch and release one or two. Well, some folks like horses, cats or dog. Me, I like fishing with a rod and a fly. Yes, fishing is a favorite pastime of mine. If I couldn't do it, I think I would cry. Well, life is good when I'm wading a river. It gets even better when I cast a fly. If I catch a trout, it don't really matter. It's fun just to be here and give it a try. Trout is rising in the far eddy. I make a false cast, then take my aim. If he takes the fly, I feel so much better. And if he doesn't, I'll feel no shame. Stoneflies and caddis and the riffles are plenty. Mayflies courting on fragrant breeze. And cedar wax wings come down from the heaven, wait for their dinner up in the pine trees. The water is cold and my waders leak, and it's raining now on my favorite stream. I'll bear it all, just fish with a feather, so when I sleep I will have a sweet dream. And life is good when I'm wading a river. It gets even better when I cast a fly. If I catch a trout, it don't really matter. It's fun just to be here and give it a try. Oh, ripples and waves, pools and eddies, trout are rising, though they may fly. And the sun is shining down on the valley. Hope to be a fly fish until the day that I die. Yes, I hope to be a fly fish until the day that I die.
Hey kids, the pond is stocked and it's time for the 10th Annual Kids Fishing Day on Saturday, May 8, 2010 at Shenango Valley State Park, of course, from 9 till 1 p.m. Check-in starts at 8. Cost is only $2 per person. Raffles and prizes from 9 to 1. Grand prize drawing at 1 o'clock. Includes lunch at noon, free fly casting, fly tying, and free parking and no park fees. Pre-register by calling 648-5251. See you there.
The perfection loop is made by making a loop and pinching it right there, wrapping around your thumb and pinch it, and then bring the tag end over and pinch it, reach through the one loop and pull the other loop through, and you get what's called a perfection loop. This tag end would be cut off right there. The perfection loop. The surgeon's loop. Start by making a fairly long loop in the line end, wrapping it through one time, and then you do it again and pull that tight. Get it nice and neat. And there's the perfection, or the surgeon's loop, similar to the perfection loop. And you use this to make loops in your leader material so you can do loop-to-loop connections. Perfection loop, surgeon's loop, a little bigger knot. To tie the blood knot, you take leader material of about the same thickness, and you use this knot to make leaders or to tie your tippet to the tip of your leader. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your two pieces of tippet material, tie a real quick overhand knot in the end, This just connects the two, holds them together. Then you push them together and make a loop like so. And then you take and wrap these two pieces together 4 or 5 times and pull the knot up through the hole. And then pull everything tight, and you end up with a nice blood knot. And this tag end here would be cut off, so that would be cut off right there. That's a blood knot. Used to make leaders, the blood knot with tippet material. We're going to take our tippet material and do our overhand knot. And you make your loop underneath. Okay, you got your loop underneath. Then you're going to wrap these around. Reach down, pull the knot up through the hole. And then pull all the ends tight at the same time. That gives you a nice knot. And you know it's right because the ends should make a loop. They shouldn't kink there. And then we're going to cut the tag off. That's your blood knot. This is used for making leaders. The surgeon's knot, used to tie 2 pieces of tippet together, or to make leaders, or to just add your tippet to a leader. Start by making a loop and pulling one end all the way through. Loop to loop there, and then do it again. And then pull this tight, and you get a surgeon's knot. These 2 tag ends would be cut off. Blood knot dropper is similar to the blood knot, except for you don't tie 2 ends together. You just make a loop in your leader material, wrap around 4 times, pull the loop up through, and pull the knot tight. That leaves you with a nice loop so that you can add a dropper off to that. Perfection loop, around, and pull this through. Pull it nice and tight and cut this tag off right here. Now to attach that to your loop that you made in your blood knot is you put the loop through and then pull it through the other loop, pull your leader through and pull it tight. It should look like a square knot. That's a loop-to-loop connection. And anytime you want to change flies, you just back it off and take your loop off and you're done. Now if you don't want this dropper here anymore, you can just cut these 2 ends off and you just simply have another blood knot in your leader material. No big deal. Hey folks, welcome to today's show. Today we're going to feature, let's see what's on the schedule for today. I think you already saw Lots of Knots, and the next film we're going to feature today is Way of a Trout. It's a classic film. I show it to students at the trout camp, and I give it out at shows and every place else because it's a classic film produced by Trout Unlimited, and it shows basic reason why and how we fly fish even today in this modern age.
To most people, a woodland stream is a pleasant scene of sun and shadow and rippling water. But to an angler, it is a community of many forms of life, all centering, in his mind at least, on the most beautiful and aggressive of freshwater fish, the trout. In this stream, there is a pool where a certain rainbow trout lives. A 6-pound rainbow that rose to one of the flies I drifted across her feeding area. I beached the exhausted fish and sat on the bank to admire my catch. My thoughts turned to the hazards of a trout's existence and the instinct for survival that until now had protected this trout during her long life. A life that began early one spring upstream somewhere, perhaps in the lee of a sunken log where oxygen-rich water rushed over clean gravel. There, two trout began the annual ritual of courtship. The male, hook-jawed and battle-scarred, would have hovered near the female. At first, she would ignore him until she satisfied her instinctive urge to make a nest for her eggs. At the climax, the female would release 1,000 eggs or more, with the male straining at her side to expel a cloud of sperm. Sperm that would touch each egg to start the cycle of life.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.